Welcome back to In Essence, where we talk about everything personal growth, rebranding, and living in your purpose. I'm your host, Ina Shea, and if this is your first time watching an In Essence video, I would love you to please subscribe to this channel, like, share, drop a comment down below, and let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about practical life skills nobody taught us in school. I wish someone told me the truth. The real curriculum starts after the diploma. No hall pass, no rubric, just live calling attendance by your first name. So today, I want to teach the class we were never taught. So let's begin where most of us stumbled first, the shock. The shock they never warned us about. So here's the first thing school didn't teach us. There is a difference between being intelligent and being equipped. We knew formulas, facts, and historical dates, but not how to set boundaries, build credits, regulate emotion, and the gap creates shame, shame creates silence, and silence creates stuckness. But here's the reframe that saved me. If you feel overwhelmed, you are not behind, you're just early. Early in process, early in understanding, early in learning how you work. And the antidote to shock is structure. A chapter that is not simply built on rules, but built on rhythms. We'll build the rhythms piece by piece. Money, work, purpose, relationships, and even our identity. So now let's talk about money. Not the flex, not the fear, but the function. Think of your finances like a bucket, and your income is water pouring in. If the bucket is full of tiny holes, impulse buys, random takeouts, no matter how much you keep pouring, it's gonna keep draining. School taught us how to fill the bucket, but it never taught us how to seal the bucket so it doesn't drain. Credit is an invisible report card of adulthood, and nobody explains that it's basically a trust score. So let's make it simple. One card, small recurring bills, and paid in full each month. And that's not gaming the system, it's proving consistency. And consistency is how you turn "I hope I'll be okay" to "I know I'm building something." We need to understand that budgeting is not a punishment, it's permission. A budget lets you choose your life on purpose versus your habit choosing for you in the checkout line. The first time I tracked everything I spent in 30 days, I realized that I wasn't broke, I was just unaccounted for. And when something becomes visible, it then becomes fixable. But money is not just math, it's emotions wearing numbers. And this leads us to the next lesson. Because how you feel determines how you save, how you spend, and how you show up. Emotional intelligence. I just realized that we were taught how to memorize, but we were not taught how to metabolize. Think of emotions like traffic lights. They don't stop cars from moving or existing, but they guide the flow. Green, to go. Yellow, to slow down, to assess. Red, to pause, to reset. But what do we do instead? We speed through yellow, we ignore red, and then we wonder why every intersection of our lives becomes a crash site. Rejection, criticism, failure, we learned in school that they mean less than, but life calls those things data. So the first time I really wanted something and I got a no, I just felt like I wasn't worthy of it. But turns out it simply meant unaligned. I was not in the right alignment to receive what I was asking for. So when the door closes, ask yourself, what was I seeking? Was it substance or status? What skill am I missing, and am I willing to learn it? And if this no is a compass, what direction is it pointing me towards? Boundaries are another class we missed. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates. Let me tell you, they decide what gets access to your energy. Just think of your Wi-Fi. You don't give your Wi-Fi password to anybody who walks past your building. But why don't you do that? Because speed matters, security matters, and you deserve the same protection. And once your feelings have a lane, your choices become clearer. And these choices end up shaping your time. Which brings us to the next point, which is the schedule school never gave us. The calendar that protects your peace. Time. Analogy. If your day is a bank account, then time is a currency you cannot refund. School scheduled our time. Once the bell rings, we start. Once the bell rings, we stop. But life is teaching you that you make your own bell. Have you ever tried filling a glass of water that is already full to the brim? Half of it spills. And that's your schedule when there is no margin. You're not overwhelmed because you're weak. You're overwhelmed because you're full. And time management equals energy management. Ask yourself, when am I naturally sharp? And then put all your energy there. What drains me? And then limit it. What restores me? And then prioritize it. When your time has structure, work becomes intentional and not accidental. And this brings us to the career myth we all inherited. The myth of a dream job and the power of direction. We were told, pick a measure, lock that in, and you're all set. But the world changes too fast for a single lane. Today, careers are less like ladders and more like climbing walls. Sideways move, grip changes, and sometimes falling because we didn't get a stronger hold. So your dream job isn't a role, but it's a feeling of impact, growth, contribution, autonomy. And there are thousands of roles that can give you that feeling if only you are willing to experiment. And experimentation is not confusion, it's just data collection. And you're not lost, you're simply trying to learn your coordinates. So please hear this. Networking isn't using people, it's actually serving people. Add value, be curious, follow up, make it easy to remember you. And most people's success does not come from who you know, but who trusts you. Think of relationships like a garden. You don't plant once and harvest forever. You water consistently, you prune thoughtfully, and then you show up every season. And if your garden looks empty, it's not your word. It may just simply be your watering schedule is not the best. And once you understand that, work begins to reveal a deeper question to you. Who am I becoming while I build? And that's where identity enters the chat. There is a version of you that high school trained, and there is a version of you that adulthood requires. They are not enemies, but they have different wardrobes. Just imagine your life as a closet, and every belief is an outfit. Some pieces fit who you used to be, and others are for who you are actually becoming. So the audit becomes easy. Does this belief still fit? Does it match where I'm going? And do I like how I feel when I wear it? Maybe you learned busy equals worthy, quiet equals safe, and I'm not perfect equals I'm the problem. But try this. Rest equals productivity. My voice matters. Progress is the point. Because identity is not found, it is formed. And we form it through habits, tiny votes for the person we want to be. So now let's talk habits, the daily architecture for your future. I love this quote. We don't rise to our goals, but we fall to our systems. We need to design habits around the person we want to be. You want to be financially intelligent? Learn to save. Learn to market, learn to sell, learn to invest. You want to be healthier? Lay down your gym outfit the day before. You want deeper and healthier relationships? Schedule your calls and connect with people. Your calendar reflects your value. And please, please, please make your habits embarrassingly small at first. Don't rush. 2 push-ups, 1 paragraph, 5 minutes budgeting. Because success is not about building a perfect routine. It's the intentional patterns that keep you from ghosting your goals. As your habits align, your relationship shifts too, because the people around you feel the gravity of the change. And this takes us to one of adulthood's most delicate lessons. Relationships, belonging, and the courage to be honest. Adult relationships are not about constant access. They're about mutual respect, effort, and pace. And boundaries are how we protect the relationships we want to keep. And this boundary don't chase people away. They just simply say, this is how we should do to avoid losing ourselves. Have you ever noticed how some friendships only survive when you're always available? But honestly, that's not closeness, that's consumption. Closeness looks like I respect your time, I communicate my needs, and I can hold a no without punishing you. And so, this is how you resolve conflicts in friendships. Use the SBI frame: situation, behavior, impact. You're not gonna simply say you're selfish. You're gonna say something like, yesterday I shared my win. This was a very exciting moment for me, but you quickly changed the subject and this made me feel dismissed. Can we celebrate each other more intentionally? So, facts first, feelings next, and then a request, not just an assumption of someone's personality. Because it may not be them, it may just be a situation that was also going up with them, which pushed them to respond the way they did. And the next thing we're going to talk about is a classroom in your pocket. Self-education. We live in the most generous learning era ever. You can learn business models on YouTube. You can learn personal finance from podcasts. You can learn design from online courses. You can learn psychology from audiobooks. And although school taught us to learn for grades, life taught us to learn for growth. Pick one theme per quarter. Money, creativity, wellness, networking, communication. Curate 3 resources. Be it a book, be it a podcast, be it a course. Just 1 hour a day or 5 hours every week. And that's going to be a degree in your future. But don't forget, execution beats exposure. So don't only consume, practice. After every chapter, ask yourself, what's the smallest action I can take the next 24 hours? Make the knowledge behavioral. And as you learn and practice, everything begins to have a new meaning. And this brings us to the point underneath all point: purpose. We always talk about purpose as if it's hiding under a rock, and then one day you're going to trip over it and everything is going to be perfect from there on. But purpose isn't a scavenger hunt. Purpose is a carpentry. It's the craft of turning your values into tools, your tools into services, and your services into a life you've always wanted. So these are the 3 beams of purpose. What lights you up? Energy. What strengthens you? Skills. And what helps someone? Your services. And when all 3 overlap, you start feeling useful. And usefulness feels like purpose. So stop trying to find your purpose. Master the 3 beams and you will be able to create your purpose. So just to reiterate, these are 10 practical skills school never taught us. 1, the shock no one warned us about. There's a difference between being intelligent and being equipped. 2, money management. School taught us how to fill a bucket, but not how to seal the leaks so it does not keep draining. 3, emotional intelligence. We were taught in school that rejection, criticism, failure means not good enough. But life has taught us that it's just collecting data. 4, the calendar that protects your peace. Time management. We were taught to be filled to the brim so much that half of the content keeps pouring down. 5, work. The dream job. The myth of the dream job. We were taught to learn one thing, stick to one thing, and grow one thing. But there are thousands of roles we can not only grow in, but succeed in, and we will never know until we try. 6, identity. The closet audit for your character. What doesn't fit anymore? What should I trash? What should I improve? 7, habits. Micro decisions for a macro life. We were not taught to design habits around the person we are becoming. 8, relationships, boundaries, belonging, and the courage to be honest. We were taught that conflict is failure, but now we realize that conflict helps us know each other on a deeper level and know our differences as well. 9, self-education. We were trained to learn for grades, but life wants us to learn for growth. We were only taught to learn in a classroom, but now you don't need a physical classroom to actually learn and grow. You literally move around with the classroom in your pocket, which is your phone. Number 10, purpose is built, not found. We also learned the 3 beams of purpose: what lights you up, what strengthens you, and what helps someone, which equals to energy, skills, and services. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode today. I hope you learned something, and please join us for our next episode on In Essence with Ina Shay. This is where you learn purpose. This is where you learn rebranding. This is where you learn personal growth. And this is where you learn to be the best version of yourself. With peace, and till next time.